Did you make it work?
Uh-oh. Did we lose John?
No, no, no. I was taking a nap.
Oh, you're taking a nap. Good.
Taking a nap.
All right, now we're up and running. It says no one's watching, but
Well, Gus is watching.
Who's watching?
It says Gus from Rhode Island.
Oh, yeah, Gus is there. I see him now.
Yeah. See, I got my tablet set up.
5. All right. We'll get this party started. Guys, I'm Brian from Arrowhead Garage, and I have a 67 Firebird. And behind me is my son, Brandon, who's helping me. And let's go to Louie next.
Hello, I'm Louie from First Generation Garage. In my channel, I have showed, I think, every first 3-year Firebird being some kind of job done to them. I'm Firebird crazy, can't get enough of them. That's about it.
That's it.
Jonathan?
My turn. Great. Well, I'm John. I call it the Vinyl Village Garage because this is the Vinyl Village. It's my tiny garage. We still make things happen. I got chickens and goats. Mostly a Firebird guy, but working on a GTO now too, just because I got a good deal on one. I couldn't say no. So that's what we're up to at this point.
And next, Jim and Kelly.
Right. I'm Jim. It's my wife Kelly. We're JK Next Garage. Next stands for no experience because we have none. No experience. And we're
but it's working.
7 Firebird. And just trying to do it here in our 2-car garage, trying to learn from Brian and John and Louie. And it's coming together. So
little by little, huh?
Yep.
Gotcha. So let's start with you guys. I want to hear the story about how you came to be with that 67 Bird.
Well, I back when I was in my earlier days, 20-ish, Kelly was a little younger, but I had a 68 GTO I bought for $600, and that was my car. Kelly got to drive it to high school and college, and then I ended up having to sell it. And, over the years, never had another car, but we went to car shows, really loved the muscle cars. Thought we wanted another GTO later on in life when the kids got older. And looking around, I saw this 67 Firebird back here on Craigslist, probably about 200 miles away from us. And Kelly and I went up and looked at it, and we both just said, we got to have that thing. I know I've never done this before, and she's obviously she's never done it before. And man, you can do anything on YouTube, so let's give it a shot. So we got it. It was probably about a year. We've had it for about a year before we even started doing anything on it, because I've been
researching everything.
Researching and, finding you guys on YouTube and stuff. And I mean, there's so many people out there on YouTube. It's, there's so many good YouTube channels out there, but you can only watch so much if you want to work on your car too. So, much time. And you guys are doing them in your garages. That's what we're looking for. And you got great tips and a lot of experience, a lot of integrity too with what you guys do. And that was a big plus for us, doing it the right way, So I'm kind of perfectionist, Kelly says. So,
that's a good thing though with this.
Yeah, it's a good thing with
this. Oh,
yeah. So, so that's kind of our little backstory on how we got into it. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I have an update. So I cut out my quarter and I found one of these damn things. Any idea where this kind of came from?
Nope.
Not a good idea.
Nope. All right, some shout outs real quick. Russ is watching from Rhode Island. Howard Russell says, good evening, men. Bill says, good evening, everyone. I'm getting my Firebird fix. Bob's BBB from Ohio. And then Howard comes back and says, good evening, guys.
There you go.
Looks like you have 14 people watching. So,
yeah, you get Scott from Missouri, too. You missed him.
I didn't hear you, Brian.
Louie, what you been up to?
So here on the Lady Bird project that I am building here for a viewer of mine's, I'm doing the gaps for the deck lid It was a nasty gap there. And of course, when you have done this kind of job, you know, and you've been around the block for a little bit, you could pick up that the quarter panel was installed the wrong way. And you know, if it's like if it was in the budget or maybe your personal car, you'll take that extra step. And honestly, the right way to fix it is probably just cut the thing and move it, you know, move it where it belongs. But it's fixable with the job that I did. It's gonna look way better, you know. Sometimes the panels are not good, but you could tell that it really wasn't the panel, it was the guy that put it on. And things happen. I mean, I don't know if the man was experienced or he wasn't experienced. I mean, the story behind this car goes on and on. The guy said he built many cars, you know, but not everybody has love and respect for what they do. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Just throw it together.
Yeah, and I do. I know Jonathan does. I know we all do, the ones that are here tonight. But you know, I wanted when it leaves my house that at least if I'm the last guy touching it, it looks correct. You know, it looks good.
Yep. Mr. John,
Nope.
the bird doctor.
Yeah. It's a petting zoo, not a bird doctor anymore. It's a petting zoo. Yeah.
You
All
got
the critters.
chickens and goats and
Yep. Oh well.
so
Well,
Zoe, is it Zoe? Says hi, mom and dad. Is that your alls?
Yeah, that's our dog.
Okay.
She'll
And Lisa says hello.
Oh yeah. Hey.
Garage says he's frozen in Wisconsin.
Yep.
And Howard's in Pennsylvania, Louis.
Oh, okay.
You're up there.
How about that? All the
All
bird
right,
guys are in Pennsylvania.
John, let's go back to your chickens and your goats.
Chickens and my goats. Well, that's what we're playing. We're mostly doing goat work right now, just because there's a really cool opportunity to get a hold of an actual GTO. I had a Le Mans for over 20 years, a '69 Le Mans, painted up like a GTO Judge. It was a dream car, but I stumbled upon a real one, so I ended up letting that one go. I'm tinkering with this guy here. It was from a viewer from YouTube actually led me to this car in a storage unit down in Kentucky. So just a luck of the draw, I just got really fortunate to get my hands on this at a very fair price. And so I decided, well, we'll shift gears from chickens to goats. So that's what I've been tinkering with. I got some more sheet metal work done, but it really isn't that bad of shape. So for me, this car is pristine. I have very little work to it. Now, most people look at it and say, looks pretty rough and sad, but I think it's one of the best cars I've ever owned as for what needs to be done to it. So it won't take me long, but I'm in the middle of potentially moving, so it's kind of like I don't want to get too carried away because I still got to roll it. So we're going to upgrade from the Vinyl Village Garage. We're just going to call it the VVG. Stick true to the name, but we're going to have a little more space to play cars. So, and then I thought about, my coworker said I should build like a little loft and a little apartment and then rent it out to people who come play cars for the weekend. So might have to do that. Yeah, see, come out, hang out, and play cards, and you'll build cars and hang out with me. Who could ask for anything more?
How much fun could that be? Ay. All right, what's next? Who wants to shoot next? You guys have it. Jim and Kelly, any questions for us? Burning questions.
Undivided attention. All right.
You know, we've got this. I bought that 326 Pontiac. I'm just wondering if you guys know. I know the different manifolds are for different carburetors, right? Like a Rochester goes on a certain manifold, and a Carter goes on a certain manifold. Do they interchange, or does like Edelbrock fit like a Carter or Holly?
Yeah, they have different adapters. You could use almost anything.
Oh,
Yeah, the Edelbrock and the Carter will be about the same intake. Now, Holly,
Yeah.
it's going to be a square bore, but your Quadrajet's going to be all spread bore, so the secondaries are bigger. But you can, like Louis said, you can buy an adapter and make any of them work. But I think in '67 they were still using. Well, let's see, yeah, because they wouldn't have been the Rochester. I think they started doing that in '68. So you may have had a Carter carburetor if it was a 4-barrel from the factory.
Yeah, our 326 is a 2-barrel. I was just wondering about switching it over, possibly at some time getting some, HO heads for it if I could find some
Ooh,
whatever. So
yep. That would be a nice upgrade. So, but again, Louis, what do you think? Was it 67 still use the Carter carbs?
Yeah, I believe in 67 they did have the Carters.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have that would be a different intake for 67.
Yeah, it would have been a different intake. It's crazy because I even seen adapters going from 2-barrel and you could turn them to a 4-barrel.
Yeah, they'll go on there.
Yeah, it depends. There's so many things out there. It's crazy.
Yep.
It's up to you what you want. I'll be honest with you. None of my birds have an original intake manifold except the Trans Am. If I ever get to build it, which I hope I do. I like to use Edelbrock because if you see the original, they're like 40 pounds heavy. That cast iron, it's heavy stuff.
yeah.
So I have good luck with the Edelbrock aluminum one, and now we have Facebook Marketplace. You could pick one up there for cheap.
Yeah.
Jim and Kelly, is that a 326 original bird?
Ours was a original overhead cam 6.
Okay.
6-cylinder. It didn't come with the engine, didn't come with the transmission. It's got a hole in the console area in the floor because I think the guy said that the guy switched it over to a manual transmission. The guy I bought it from said the guy that he bought it from had it switched over to a manual transmission. So I don't know. It's a gaping hole that somebody cut with I don't know, pair of scissors or something. I don't know.
Butter knife. Yeah.
But it also had the column shift on the steering wheel. So
Okay.
originally a column shift.
Yep.
And so I've got that we picked up that 326 that was out of a 67 Firebird year or so ago. And we're gonna go with the console shift. We're adding that, and we're adding the air conditioning and stuff. And cross our fingers, I pick up that ST300 transmission tomorrow. So
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have a 326 out of a 64 Catalina in the garage. So I'll look tonight after we get done and see what intake's on that. And I'll shoot you a picture of it and we'll find out if it's anything you want.
Okay.
So I did, 2 years ago, John, I picked up some parts from you from a guy in Glendale, Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Front deck and the gas tank and odds
Well,
and
I've had that 350 hood sitting in my backyard for the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
I tried selling it. No takers. It's Barrett Jackson weekend here in Scottsdale. And I figured somebody would be on the interwebs looking for parts while they're in Phoenix. But I found a local guy named Ken who has a 68 Firebird, white, and that hood was white. And he drove like 2.5 hours in afternoon rush hour traffic. And I just gave it to him. I'm like, Ken, you traveled this far away. Let me help you load this bird up and go. So, Ken, if you're watching, hopefully that hood's going to work out for you. But Ken needs the door panels for his 68 Firebird, and he needs them in white.
Oh, wow.
And I've never seen a white car with a white interior.
Well, I can't say I've seen them, and it's obviously an option, but I've seen a 69 bird that was that way. Yeah, I would say it's real common.
So if anyone has a 67 white door panels you want to get rid of, let me know, and I'll let Ken know that you have them for him.
Done.
All right, who's next? Questions. Let's see here. Howard says he recently completed wiring his 67 Bird with an American Auto Wire kit. Purchased a battery yesterday, hooked it up today, and for the first time was able to check his work. Right on, Russ. Good.
Nice.
Good, Howard. Cheers to you. He says, I was fortunate that all is working and should accept the washer and wiper motor. It's a 2-speed wiper, It only works when I press the switch. Any ideas from anyone? So it's a 2-speed wiper, but he only gets 1 speed.
Or is it not parking? It just stops moving when you let off the switch. So, it sounds like to me, if I had to guess, the wiper motor works with a constant power when the key is turned on. It's just a constant key on power. Then you have a ground for low and a ground for high. And then if you let off the switch, you don't have any ground unless the motor housing is grounded to the chassis. And that's the biggest problem with those. They don't part. And you've lost the ground between basically the firewall and the wiper motor. So that's how, when you let off the switch, it has ground until it hits park, and then it goes open. So I would make sure the wiper motor is grounded very good to the firewall and then see if the problem persists. If it is that it only operates when holding the button down.
Okay.
He's also got 2 more.
He followed up with he gets both speeds, but only when depressed.
Yeah. So it's not continually go back to park then. So,
Okay.
check the motor ground. It should have a constant ground. It's typically, I know on 68 and 69, it's through one of the bolt holes. And it always gets a little bit of corrosion, and you got to clean it.
Yeah, I agree.
67 is similar. So.
Yeah, it is. Something funny with these old cars. You better make sure your grounds are nice and clean. I mean, 9 out of 10, that's the problem.
Biggest problem with the lights. Everything is grounded through the body, not separate wires. So you really have to make sure you have good continuity to ground. So.
Okay. We have someone named Squadron. He says he has an F3 F400 67 4-speed manual, original 33,000 miles. He's a proud owner.
Oh.
Greetings from Holland.
Nice.
Wow.
Brought me a drink for that one.
Right, I know. What time is it in Holland right now? Anybody?
Yes. No idea.
Holland.
I bet you
It's
it's
what?
a lot.
8:30, 9 o'clock in PA?
7:46.
7:46?
Same time
not
here.
too bad. You know, us West Coast people and you East Coast people, you know.
Well, it makes me somewhere in the middle. So
You're in that middle section, John. Howard also says he's presently trying to check the ground on the dash. Okay.
Well, the switch is just a ground source, so it's grounded if it's working from 2 speeds. So that's okay. It's the actual firewall ground. So, or run a jumper wire to the motor to the battery as a ground wire and see if it starts working. But like I said, the switch is just a tap to ground, and it's working.
Okay. Eric, he says, "What's up, guys?" He's from California. I've talked to Eric for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. What else we got here? Oh, Louis, you went sideways. Oh, there you go.
He's getting sideways on us there. So.
Getting sideways already on us. Ay. What else have I got over here? What else? You guys keep thinking about something. I'll come up with something.
Well, I got an idea. How about this? When I move, I need everybody to come help me move. So you guys, I know it's a little bit of a trip, but you guys just jump on your little airplanes and you come help me move this. I have piles of parts that I don't even know what I have tucked in the corners of this little tiny garage, and I suspect that, it's going to be a lot of fun moving this stuff. I should know by the 7th whether this deal is going to work out or not. It's been a really strange deal trying to get this property, but I'll tell you about it Sunday. But I'm going to wait and get my hands on it first, and then I'll explain to you how much fun it has not been trying to make this happen.
Kelly and I will come and move your Trans Am for you.
I hand you the keys.
Right back to your house.
It's going to be rough, I know.
I had that Trans Am in my garage for a couple of days. And boy, I used to come down every morning just to look at the car before I even checked that John was okay.
Car good? Car's good. All right.
Yeah, car's good. But I woke up a few times with a pillow over my face, and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't figure out why.
Anybody planning anyone going to Firebird Fest?
I hope to. As long as my buddy Brian's going. So
Thinking
We're
about
going.
yeah, Louie, you better go.
Oh man, I really would love to go. I don't know. Mike said he'll come and pick me up. Let's see. I don't know.
Okay, make it
I
happen.
will kidnap you if I have to. First round's on me, Louie, if you get there.
Okay.
Nice. Are you gonna have some Orange Mountain Dew drop ship there again?
You know I'm going to.
I don't know where that came from.
Apparently, you can find it in Arizona someplace. But
Yeah, it's still available, which is really cool. The viewers have been dropping me pictures like in Illinois and Ohio, which is on each side of me, some in Florida. Kind of find out it's just up to Pepsi's discretion on what gets sent to where, the bottlers in the area. So it's still available, but just not so popular here in Indy. But I've hit up all the gas stations close to home here, and I've accumulated like 6 more bottles. So I guess you have to say, sparingly sip on those and nurse them for a while. So. Or I might have to make a trip to Illinois. It's only about an hour and a half trip. No big deal. So,
no big deal.
yep.
Eric says my speedo cable starts to click when I hit somewhere around 40 miles per hour. Any ideas?
Drive faster. Turn the radio up. I can tell you.
I know for me, in my car, I had to add that little bit of graphite lube.
Down on the cable
Yeah.
itself.
Yep, and then it didn't do that anymore. So try that, Eric.
Thank you.
Titus Henson says, Brian, did you put a 400 in your Firebird or the 350? I have the 350 temporarily in my bird until I can get this 400 built, and I'll stuff that in there with a TH400 tranny once it's all
You're
set.
having a problem with a machine shop, aren't you? Trying to find a machine shop for that 400?
I had the block at one place for like 8 months, never touched it, and I had to go and pick it up and take it away.
Nice.
Eric says he will, and thank you. And Lisa says, I'm rolling there, Lewis. I'll pay your registration.
Man.
Oh, sounds like we're playing cards now. What's the bet? Who knows? Draw 4. Ay. What else?
Someday someone will pay my way. That's fine. So someday. What else, right?
So
when you? Oh, I was gonna say when you paint your car, Brian.
as soon as I get all the body work done.
What you mess around for? Get it done.
Yeah, don't sleep.
Oh, sleep, yeah. Life's a day job.
Day job. What's that? So,
Yeah.
I got some
I
bad
broke
news.
a lot of nights doing body work. A whole lot of nights.
The wife was like, nope.
Oh, see, mine's like go out. I don't understand.
Have your
Out of
wife
house.
call my wife and let's see if they can't, like get on the same wavelength.
All right, okay. See you somewhere in between.
Kelly, is it okay, Kelly, if Jim works on the car at night?
Yeah.
Okay, see?
All right. Well, see, the problem is my bedroom is right above here, so I can't make a whole lot of noise.
Ah,
And I can't. So
that sucks.
it does suck. So.
Yeah. My garage too. My garage on top, I have the kids' room and my room. But I like to wire in the nighttime, do some wiring. That doesn't make noise. And also if I have to block sand, I do it in the nighttime.
Yep, do it in your sleep.
Yeah, it's the best.
Nice.
Cause I'm gonna tell you guys something. I don't gotta tell John this because me and him, we on the same page. These projects get so deep into your head that if you have an issue, you won't be able to sleep until you figure it out. And me and him have this illness, if you want to call it that. But we that's the way it is. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that happens when you really get passionate and really deep into your project. Like you just can't rest. You mentally cannot rest until you figure it out. Am I right or wrong, John?
It's pretty much spot on. I get something stuck in my head. a problem or an obstacle that I can't let it go until I have a solution or I got a great idea to fix it, and then I typically go try it. I can't just let it go. So that's just how it kind of works.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time just staring at the car, looking at you, because like I don't have your guys' experience, so I'm trying to, like Louis says, think 5 things ahead so I don't back myself in the corner on the thing I'm going to do next. So much time looking at the car as I do actually work and taking measurements and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
You always plan about 2 or 3 steps ahead. That way you're not reworking or undoing or having to take something you just put together back apart.
Yeah.
So it's kind of methodical or a process, but that's a good process to have, or a thought process, because it's like you bolt the fender on, just take it right back off doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But that's kind of a basic way of saying it. But yeah, trying to stay about 3 steps ahead. Make your life easier. Try to be efficient. You only have so much time.
Yeah.
Gus says, how long does an American Auto Wire install take on a running Firebird? Howard, can you jump in on that one? Or John or anybody else?
I never use new wiring for these cars. I always took to the original. I would like to say I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to wiring these cars. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you could fix a harness, it's really nothing much to it. As long as you know the proper gauge, and stuff like that. I never use nothing new, honestly. All my birds, if anybody want to come here, they could come and see that everything is original wiring. You got to fix a couple of things here and there, but if it lasted 50 years, it could last 50 more.
Yeah, I'll typically reuse the wiring, but it looks like he's got a part number tied to that. I'm assuming since it's just a part number, 500, 886. Got to look really careful, getting blind. But is that like the under hood harness, taillight harness? I don't think that's the complete harness, but which one is that? I guess Gus will let us know, then that'll help us out. Yeah. And being he included a part number, I'm going to assume it has to be just partial harness. I don't know. Oh, everything. Yikes. I don't
Johnny
know.
Kelly, wiring issues?
What's that?
Johnny Kelly, any wiring issues on your end?
We aren't that far.
We're not that far, but I've got all the wiring that I took out of the car, so I have everything. I think the engine compartment, there must have been a fire in the engine compartment at one time, because I think some of that wiring harness is kind of burned up. But my game plan here on that is we're going to take the original plugs, and do like Louis says, just rewire it with the original plugs and stuff with new wire, and just keep the original if they're in good tack. So, but other than that, everything was in place. The dome light and everything was still there. So, yeah.
But if you had to rewire a car that was completely assembled, the under the hood harness won't be too bad. The headlight harness, mediocre. The worst harness or part is going to be probably the fuse panel, instrument cluster, and stuff that's routed through the dash, especially if your car is a 1969 Bird.
Oof.
They're one of the probably more complicated dashes to get out and reinstall without butchering it or destroying it. So I guess neither one, but with the harness goes front to rear, and you pull the trim off the door sill there, and you can get in there. You might take the back seat out. I think the worst part is going to be the in-dash harness, even if it's a 67, 8, or 9, but 9 would be the worst, unfortunately.
Now, is Howard's running?
So let's see. Greg. Oh, hey, Greg's here from Michigan.
Nice.
Tesla Speed Shop is here. He says, hello, Firebird people. And Howard says,
Firebird people too. So
Howard says the kit comes with good instructions. It's a complete harness, and the tech guys in American Automotive Wire are always helpful and very knowledgeable. Chucky says, hey guys, sorry I'm late. W Wilder 9 says hello. Lisa says, I have just R. Are you a pirate, Lisa? R. The new pirate movie is rated R.
Whoa.
Howard says, I agree with John just said about difficulty. And Gus says, thank you.
Yeah. Cool. See, I get one right every once in a while.
So, do you guys
You always get them right, John.
maybe Louis?
You can make it.
Ryan, I've seen at car shows, I've seen hood tax on cars that are not 400s. Was that an option you could get on any Firebird, or was
All
it
but one.
only
All but one.
All but one.
And only one. You got 6-cylinder V8, 326, 350, 400, overhead cam Sprint. I mean, all cars but one first-gen Bird. Louis, you can't answer. Someone else wants to answer. Which car was it? Even see Grand Prix, you could get them on GTOs. So.
Yeah.
But as for Firebirds, there's only one option car that you could not get a hood tack on.
Bonneville.
What's your
I gave you the clue.
I can't answer this
You
one.
can't answer, Louis, so no.
And 67, Jim and Kelly, you guys have a 67. So if Brian, if you want to share your tack one, I think you made a video, right, of how to install the tack. 67 is different. It's taller and it's supposed to come with 4 studs.
Yeah. They are a little different.
saw that in Ames catalog.
Mm-hmm.
They're different. So
Yep. You could still use the template, which I believe I sent you one, right, Jim?
yep.
You could still use that template. It's just that the studs are different.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it.
Yep.
And I have to thank Jonathan's daddy for this.
Yeah, well, he
Yeah,
found
that's
that.
cool. I don't even have that on my 67.
He's having too much fun collecting parts for his bird. He's always searching the interwebs, and he sends me links after links after links of car parts. And I just sift through them. We stumbled upon that one for a good price. So I was like, I know somebody might want this. So,
Yeah.
Who always find those crazy parts, John?
well, you find more than I do. Dad does pretty good.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard people send you hood latches for a 68 bird, so or 67 was, I don't remember. Someone gives you free hood latches. I'm trying to find one. So
Yeah.
I got one now. So
The boys.
Ooh,
look at that
I
bling
like
right
that's
there.
nice.
That is
Beautiful.
nice. Hey Louis, did you ever send him that ship linkage for that?
Say again?
No, the bird froze, John.
Ah, okay. He should have flew south for the winter.
I have to get another pigeon out there.
Frozen chicken, huh?
So on
I actually
Monday,
have it right here.
Ah,
So I was cleaning the threads because I didn't want Brian to pull his own hair out.
You gonna get his hands dirty.
Yeah, so this
I'm
is the
losing it.
rod you guys are gonna need.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything that was missing, I bought in the hardware store the other day. I'll be off Tuesday. I'll send it to Arizona by Arizona Tuesday. I'll get an American Eagle this time. They stronger than a pigeon.
Yeah.
so I
Have to work
drove
hard.
all the way to California to pick that up.
Wow.
was
Did
like
it come with a wiring harness?
no iron harness?
You're gonna need that, buddy.
Okay. If anyone has one, let me know. I'll grab it. But I've been getting into CB radios, and I bought a CB radio for my truck, and I took it on my trip to Cali. That was so much fun listening to those truckers.
Nice.
Oh my goodness!
This Firebird came with a CB radio in it.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
I saved
Very
it
cool.
out to you, Brian.
See, you kind of have to. And I didn't realize it, but CB radio uses AM waves. And I used to be a radio guy back in the days, and AM bounces. And so you can pick up people from like Louisiana and Texas with the right setup. So I was listening to some guy from Louisiana on my way home after picking up that console. And so I came home talking like him. The wife was like,
No.
Stop.
Nope. Is that why you're looking at houses in Louisiana? Yeah.
But that was my big score this week. Lisa says, nice console.
Oh, hey, this is a good one for Louis. See that next one on there, Brian?
Say again?
You see the next comment there on that one, Brian?
Where am I at here?
It says, "You guys ever install a 204R trans? If you have, what did you do to make the overdrive work?" I can't. Yeah, I think that's what it says.
I have not done one of those. Have you guys?
Louis has.
Yeah, me and John kind of attacked that together when he was over here. We was playing cards. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you really want to make sure you hooked up that TV cable the correct way, I was telling John after the fact because we was both getting educated. We never did a bird like that. That was both our first time installing that kind of transmission in a Firebird, which I have on the white 68 Firebird with the red interior and the white the red HO stripe that Johnny put there for me. He did such a good job. It makes the car look so better. It has a plunger, okay? So if you install it and you take off the oil pan from the transmission, it has a plunger that if you hook up your TV cable, have somebody pull, let's say slamming on the gas pedal all the way down and somebody else underneath to look at that plunger go in, you have installed it correctly. But if it's not all the way in and it's halfway or quarter or whatever, kiss your transmission goodbye because you will burn it.
Ooh.
It
Yep.
has to be adjusted.
I mean,
right?
if you don't have a pressure gauge, because you can also hook up a pressure gauge. But if you don't have, let's cut all that out and make it simple. Just take off your oil pan, go under there. You're gonna see the plunger. Have somebody step on the gas all the way. Make sure that plunger is emerged all the way in. Look at the TV cable. It's supposed to have some tension, not very tight that you're gonna break the cable, but enough tension that the plunger is in all the way. Or else, kiss it goodbye.
So we're if I get that ST300, do you know the transmission mount, is that the same as a DH350 engine mount for the subframe or engine mount, the
transmission mount, the cross member and stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
The only one that changed was Turbo 400, right, John?
Yeah,
that's the only weird one. That's it.
Yeah, as long as it changes the location of the mount. Now, there's 2 or 3 different mounts for the Turbo 350s, but they're all pretty much interchangeable.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have any problem. I think even the drive shaft's the same between the 2-speed. I haven't done a 2-speed to 3-speed conversion. The Pumpkin has already switched to a 350 when I got that one.
Oh.
Now, my dad's car, he wants to keep the 2-speed in it, I think, but I'll try to talk him out of it. Just because I have a couple 350s and stuff sitting around here, so I want to use what I got. So.
Yeah, Turbo 350 is very similar to the transmission you guys are gonna pick up tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the first one I actually installed is on the Lovebird, and it is the same. That cross member is the same one.
Okay, that's the cross member that came on this car. So I don't know, and I don't know what was in there before. I don't know if they had a Turbo 350 there at one time, or
because you said they had a manual.
They had somebody had put.
Yeah, it uses that one also.
Oh, okay. Because that's not out. I just wonder if it was a good.
Yeah. Only Turbo 400 is a different monster when it comes to cross members.
Yeah, that's ball. Or you make one, right, Willie? You make one.
Oh, we could make one. It's strong enough to hold a Titanic.
Yes, yes. Looks like Gus had another question. Basically, all the websites you guys get parts from, Ames has been really good, which I agree. Classic Industries, have my moments. Firebird Central, they're good. Screaming Chicken, I haven't used, but what else is everybody else using? Sometimes I just go with the cheapest price on parts. I hate to say that. So I kind of feel a lot of manufacturers do the same stuff, just in a different box. So it kind of comes down to me sometimes, unfortunately, shipping costs. I have to look at that and put it in the equation and roll the dice. This GTO, I came with a quarter panel. I made it work, but it was a little more work than I anticipated, so I guess that's kind of the risk. But I do like Ames, so I'll have to give them a shout out. They've done pretty good for me for the most part. And then I've used Firebird Central. Their stuff is pretty detailed. I think they do a nice job, and they're reasonably shipping. But I don't know. I use Jags and Summit because they're big companies. They can sometimes do the shipping a lot cheaper. So I kind of look there sometimes too.
Yeah, I've used mostly Firebird Central only because I like their website, and I can navigate their website much easier than the other guys.
Yeah, they use pictures.
Yeah, but Ames has a printed catalog, and I'm kind of old school. I like to
love
look
it.
at books,
Yep.
so I find myself bouncing between the two.
Sure. I was like a kid before Christmas, flipping through the catalog and searching all the stuff you wanted. I love my catalogs.
Yeah, the good thing about the catalogs too, you have it in the garage. I put them on page protectors, which that plastic you could slide it in. And so in case your hands are dirty and you want to see something, you don't dirty the magazine, you could just wipe the plastic. And also is a good tool to learn the parts by name.
Yeah.
You take the Ames catalog and you take all the pages out and you put them in little clear.
Yeah, ask John about my manuals for these birds, how they look.
Yeah,
everything's in plastic
everywhere. Right. I call those vintage computers. He's got them everywhere, the touch screen and everything. You just got flip the pages.
Okay, Louis.
The only problem is the zoom doesn't work. You put your fingers like this, I can't get it to zoom in. So.
Doesn't come up like that? No.
I can't read it no more. I need bigger.
Tesla says, Louis, what do you use for the TCC switch?
Oh, I haven't put it on, but the one I'm gonna buy, I think is B&M makes it. And they have one that hooks up to the brake pedal, and it's like the light switch from the brake pedal. It hooks up from there down to the transmission. Very simple. I'm gonna make a video of it maybe this spring because I have to take that car out this year or John's gonna kill me.
Yes, there's a bunch of work to it. You got to drive it.
Yeah, I taken it around the land here. That's about it.
W Wilder 9 says Sean's a great guy. Anybody know what that means?
No,
Wilder 9, let us know.
Must be a great guy.
And Gus says Ames catalog is definitely the way to go, and then bounce the prices off the website.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I play the game sometimes. I hate it, but money is what it is. You only have so much of that too, like time. You don't want to just give it away.
With the internet now, we're spoiled. John, do you remember the Hemmings?
Oh yeah.
That's all I had when I started. The Hemmings, I had to go to Barnes and Nobles and get it.
Yep.
Google really wasn't out there like that.
Google
eBay, I think, was just starting, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Oh man, that's been a few. We used to have the Indie Auto and RV where you had the used parts section, or the repairable car section. I'd thumb through that a lot, but it's definitely a lot more convenient. It used to be swap meets were really a great place to go find parts. I haven't been to a great swap meet in probably 5 years. It's all just like stuff that you find that you could buy at a flea market now. It's like novelty items, not really car parts. So it's definitely changed.
Yeah, the internet has changed as far as I'm concerned. I used to go for my Porsche to these parts places, these flea markets, to get parts. Now it's like just click, and
there it comes. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Marketplace now, so it's really convenient instead of taking them to swap meets. But we're fortunate. We have a couple of big swap meets by us. So I got a couple, like my floor pans at a swap meet because I didn't want to pay for shipping on those things.
Sure.
Yeah.
And there's still advantages to swap meets because you can actually see the part before you buy it, or like the case of my truck, it doesn't get destroyed in shipping, so you can inspect the part before you buy it. That is definitely an advantage, especially on large sheet metal pieces. So that'd be the way to go.
I did the same thing with the white 68. I called Ames, and they was coming to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, which is 2 hours away from me. And I ordered all the sheet metal I needed. They brought it to the swap meet. I picked it up, and I had everything just like that too. Yeah. I saved a whole bunch of money on shipping.
Yep.
I got a story. So when John said he was going to come out and helped me with the roof on my 6.7 Firebird, I used Jegs only because Jegs had free shipping if you bought X amount of dollars.
I remember this one. Yeah.
And so I took off. They said it was going to arrive on such and such day. I took off from work. I'm out in the garage. The truck pulls up.
Waiting. Yep.
And he hands me a fender.
Oh.
I went, no, nope, wrong. I need a hood. I need a roof. And he's like, no, I have a fender for you. That's what it says here. Nope. So I called Jags, like, oh, our bad. We'll send one out to you. And luckily, it got here about the time that John showed up.
Oh yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna get on that plane until you have a good roof panel in hand. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. So.
And then here comes John with a suitcase.
And we had fun with that one. So.
That was a good time. And now look at her.
She's beautiful now.
So I don't know if it's a shout out or what, but randomly today I've been looking at stuff for doing the interior work when that day comes, kind of like 3 steps ahead.
Sure.
And I found this lady on YouTube with this little video about installing the interior cell panes, the little back part. Yep. It's like a 15-minute video, but she's amazing. And she has just that one video on Firebird stuff. The rest is all miscellaneous stuff.
Wow.
But I was like blown away. I saved it. I'll watch it later when that time comes. But it was one of those little videos that I just went, cool. Thank you for making that video for the rest of us. Sharing that knowledge.
Yeah. Right on.
Only one video? Wow.
Yeah, just that one video on the Firebirds.
Huh.
Lisa says she picked up all of her big AMD panels from Summit Racing.
Yeah. She said that wasn't that too far of a drive from her, but it was still like, 3 or 4 hour drive. So.
Get those parts?
Yeah. That's not bad if you're considering you're buying almost every big piece of sheet metal and you're going to save a lot on shipping. Plus, you get to inspect them before you haul them home.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, guys, we're at that almost an hour mark. So any more last questions before we close this out?
They haven't booted us yet. Huh.
What was that, John?
They haven't booted us off yet. They haven't thrown us out yet.
Yeah. I have a secure connection.
I haven't turned my heat on for this because it got a little too cold out here. So, but now it's getting comfortable. I don't want to quit, but that's all right. Maybe I'll find some tinkering to do. So.
I might invest in one of those mini split ACs.
Yeah.
For my garage for this summer. I may just spend the coin and.
Yep. But you need the heat right now.
No, I have no heat. What is it?
What is it? 60?
56.
Oh, shut your mouth.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I was 70.
What are you wearing a sweatshirt for?
Well, it's cold out here to me.
No.
It's below 70.
Yeah. We're at 40 in our garage. So.
Let's see. I think I'm up to a whole 63 now, so I'm roughing it. So it was like 44 when I got out here. So it was a little cold. So.
Do you have a heater there?
Yeah, so I got a little heater in the corner over there. That's perfect,
okay.
So. Yeah, that's what us cold people have to do to stay warm.
Okay, wah.
Yeah, boo.
Call me in July when it's 115.
No, I'll be here. Yeah, no, that's too hot.
Jim, so what's next on the 67 Bird?
Well, we just finished up that quarter or that rocker panel on the driver's side now and got the patching all done. That video's coming out here shortly, but I think we're going to do the cowl shoulders next because I'm pushing the car over to the side of the garage. Ellie can park in the garage now that there's snow on the ground. So
no.
I'm working through taking the entire floor pan out all in one unit on that body cart. Going to try doing that and then building like what you did is building the whole thing together on the body cart and then sliding it back in. That's kind of our big thing probably in the spring that'll we'll be tackling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Next, owl shoulders and possibly putting the dash back in. I don't know.
Nice.
One of my
Yeah, I was telling John, I would never ever section of floor. If I'm doing a car that needs the complete trunk and the complete middle section, the main floor, I would never do it the way I did the white car because I was welding on my back, on my side. My ears got burned. Forget about it.
Well, that's the worst.
You know,
Yep.
yeah, the way I did the Lovebird, you know, away from the car, and I didn't even have a body cart. You know, I got some big wood horses that I did. It was the first thing I did when I bought this house 6 years ago. Somebody threw wood in the field. I went to get it and I started sketching it. And actually, those wood horses, John knows, I made it to fit a Firebird fender perfectly.
Oh yeah.
oh, nice.
They hang right there. Boom. I do all my body work on top of them and everything. But they strong, you know, they like an inch thick, I believe. So I used it as to put the floor together, you know, and I welded that whole. I think it took me like maybe 2 or 3 days to weld everything, you know, rear frame rails, the 2 floors together. Convertible has more bracing, and it took me my wife 30 minutes to fit it in the car. So to me is a win situation, you know.
Yeah.
And after that, basically just plug weld into the rockers, your inner wheelhouse and stuff like that, and you're done.
Yeah.
So I loved it.
Yeah, that's a lot of welding, especially for me. So I think I'm gonna get Kelly a weld, get her going up.
Yeah, Kelly, I would love to watch videos like that.
Do some work. Yep, do it.
Yeah, I would love that. That's cool. That is cool. We need more women in this hobby, especially in the Firebird world.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. All right, so Tesla Speed Shop says, here's a quick trick. Use 6mm plastic behind your door panels, so a vapor barrier. Gus says, real quick question. If they make the side body trim that follows the body line in the rear front fender, door, and front rear quarter panel, couldn't find anything on the internet.
I don't think there was ever. I guess I'm assuming it's going down the side of the car on the body line on a 67 or 68. So,
That chrome?
Is it the
yeah,
chroma?
if it's like midway on that body line, there was never anything I know from the factory. If you had it on there, somebody's added. So
No.
we're talking right in the middle.
Guys put it on, but it's not original.
Yeah. Now you had a Camaro, they'd have it on top of the door and the rear quarter panel here, big old chrome trim. But again, that never came on a Firebird. That's just the door and the quarter. So I'm not to assume it's right there midway. And again, nothing factory, but I'm seeing it added.
And Gus says yes, midway on body line. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, Gus says he's ripping it off. That's probably the way I'd go. So.
Yep. Take it off, Gus. Take it off, Gus.
Believe it or not, I think it was like a 70 thing. People in the 70s started doing that to the birds.
Yeah.
Run that way.
It helps get rid of door dings, but it's just not really, not very sightly for me. I don't like it. Kind of takes away from the look of the car.
Yeah.
That body line looks so nice down those cars. You don't want to hide it. So.
Oh.
And all the work to get it lined up, nope. You gotta keep it hanging out there. So.
Tesla Speed Shop says Sears bumper strip.
Yep.
He's very cool. Chris was out here hanging out with me and John and another buddy of mine's, Dan, another Pontiac guy. When I had John here the last time, we had like a car show going on in front of my house.
Show in the front yard. Yeah,
he has a beautiful 69 Firebird. Chris is the first guy I actually met in Pennsylvania from YouTube. You know, I was watching his videos. I was building my 69, finishing the 69 at that time. Nice guy. We went to a swap meet in the winter. It was, oh my God, it was like 13 degrees, I think, outside that day. And he invited me to his garage, and it was so cold. But we got into, you know, when you get talking cars, you can forget about everything else. And I think we stood like an hour freezing our butts off. But if we're talking about cars, it gets warm all of a sudden, you know? Yeah. And he's a great guy. He helps me out. I helped him out. Very cool guy. He drives the crap out of his car. That's why I respect him so much. I mean, he takes that 69. He also has a Chevelle that he owned, I think, since the 80s.
Yeah.
And it looks beautiful shape. I mean, he takes his cars long trips. You know, he really drives them. So when I met him, he had manual steering on his 69 Bird. And between me and John, I asked John because it's really John's car. John left it here for me to pick at it. And I say, hey John, I would like to bless Chris with the power steering unit for his 69 Bird, and he put it on there. So that car, his car has power steering now.
Been upgraded. All right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Awesome.
And this is the hobby. The hobby is about helping each other. It's not a money thing. I sell you this, you sell me that, blah, 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 blah. You know, and a lot of people sometimes they think they have gold, and that's what hurts the hobby. So they want to sell it now for an arm and a leg, and they don't even have knowledge behind that part. But they think it's old, it's vintage, it have to be worth a whole lot of money. Nope. Because if that was the case, I'd be a rich man because I got a shitload in the garage. You know, and I'm not rich.
Oh,
You know?
I don't know Pontiac, right? You gotta sell that parts off.
Absolutely. That's like giving Ken, that guy from here in Arizona, that 68 hood for nothing. It was.
Yep.
I felt like I was paying it forward. I was giving him
yeah.
that you guys have given me. I just kind of felt I was pushing it out.
Yeah.
You know.
And to me, the most important thing is that we're saving another American classic car and getting a chance for our kids, our grandkids, probably be still able to see the cars that we got to love, and we got, you know, it made us united. If it wasn't for YouTube, my God, I would never have met you guys. I would never have John here, because honestly, I didn't know I had another nut for Firebirds just like me, you know.
Yep.
And
yeah,
me and John, I'm not lying to you, he's right there right now. Me and John talk to each other almost every day. It's really like a bond, like brothers, you know.
Yep.
And I respect him, he respects me, and you know, we talk a lot of stuff, you know, not just about cars, but you would never thought that there was somebody out there, you know, that had the same passion and love for the same cars.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's a brotherhood.
It's a brotherhood.
It is.
It's a brotherhood.
Right. Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We would have never taken this project on if it hadn't been for YouTube and your guys' channels. There is no way I would have done that. I would have just probably bought a car not knowing what I had, and because it looked good, you know, not knowing anything. So yeah, I really
thank you.
Your video.
And a matter of fact, I think the next show should be what to look out for when you're buying a car, when you're buying a project car.
The do's and don'ts. Oh
You know
man,
what,
yeah.
I like that for next Friday. Plus, I'll have all the sales reports from Barrett Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Now we can kind of see that how it's
How the trend is or isn't. Yeah.
and some people spend way too much money on these cars, in my opinion. But
yeah, oh yeah,
yeah,
oh
yeah. I mean, it's not.
if you can't do this, you better have this.
Yeah, yeah,
right.
Yeah. Some people are very nice, and they don't know what they're looking at, so they get suckered into a deal, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's not the right thing to do, because I believe in karma, and you do that some way somehow before you kick the bucket, it's coming back to bite you in the butt.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
All right, boys. I think we're gonna sign off and say hello and goodbye and all that fun stuff.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks for having us.
Good.
Absolutely.
Oh,
We'll
you're
see
welcome.
You guys next Friday.
Next Friday we'll talk about what not to buy. So
Exactly.
Right. What not to buy next Friday at 5:30.
sounds good. So all right.
All right, guys. Good night. Bye-bye.
Y'all. Yep.
All right, kids, we're done.
Righty. Sounds good.
Jim and Kelly, have a good one. Thank you so much.
Thanks, you too.